I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 19th of July 2022, and it's my hope that as we look back over the coming years, that we look back and see this as a very unusual day. But I've got a bad feeling. I've got a really bad feeling.
Whether you're at home or out and about, this is the latest Punjabi music, hints and tips to keep us thinking about exercising. If you're thinking, we don't have to show off all the time, but Punjabi music makes me want to move, then I see you and I'm here for you. Welcome to Think Bhangra.
That we're going to say, oh, hitting 40 degrees is a normal thing in the UK now, which is all pointing towards climate crisis and, global warming and all of that. And that's scary. I think that, we shouldn't underestimate this. We shouldn't ignore this. We shouldn't be thinking, oh, wonderful, the weather's lovely. You're missing the point about what's going on if that's what you're thinking. But if you're with me and you're like, yeah, it shouldn't be this hot. This is not natural. Let's hope this is a rare occurrence rather than just becomes the norm. I really have my fingers crossed. But here's the thing. Let's talk about exercise in particular. Last Sunday, I needed to cancel my class. I've never really contemplated this idea before. Of course, in the recent past, I've needed to cancel my class because of a virus that was going around and causing havoc around the world. Now I'm cancelling my class because heat. What is going on? So what happens then if this does become normal, the new normal, that the heat is so intense that we can't exercise anymore? Imagine such a future. Who knows? 2025, by the time I'm like emailing everyone, sorry, class is cancelled this week, sorry, class is cancelled this week, sorry, class is cancelled this week. What a horrible future to be sort of contemplating. So we should be thinking about that and now starting to think, okay, when thinking about the exercise types that we invest in, and by invest in I don't mean financially, I mean what we put our mind into and what we commit to, there are some exercises which are just not heat friendly. Obviously examples are outdoor exercises. It's too hot to be outdoors and playing football or just one example, cycling, stuff like that. I think the future, the best choices for you to make first of all need to be indoor in air-conditioned rooms, that sort of thing. Now that's on the premise or the proviso or the hope that air conditioning becomes a carbon neutral type of the energy is carbon neutral, and hopefully that will happen in a very short period of time. But if the temperature keeps rising, which I suggest, based on all the evidence, it will keep rising for many years to come, we might as well adjust our habits to think, okay, how can we keep exercising? And the answer is we have to use air-conditioned environments. We have to, be in better places. The place where I teach class is not air-conditioned, sadly. So that's again a thought on my part as to the future of some changes I could make, and we all need to make those changes. I'll talk more about changes, but I'm going to play you 3 songs in this podcast, and I've especially chosen to make this podcast about an artist called Kulwinder Billa. Billa is probably a nickname, I'm guessing, because he's got billiyan aankhan, like light-coloured eyes, very noticeable eyes. And if you're watching this on video, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to share 3 songs with you. Let's start off with the first song, which is a nice, calm kind of song. And I always try to remind people, Bhangra, from an exercise point of view, doesn't all have to be hoi hoi, balle balle, there's some sort of, create some stereotypes, some ideas about what Bhangra should be. This one's called Tich Button, and I know you're going to be humming the tune sometime afterwards.
मैं आज तो होया हां तेरा ਕੰਨ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਹਾਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਕੰਨ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਚੜਿਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਕੋੜੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਅੜੀਏ ਨੀ ਲੱਗੂ ਟਿਚ ਬਟਣਾ ਦੀ ਜੋੜੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਟਿਚ ਬਟਣਾ ਦੀ ਜੋੜੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੌਂ ਐ ਤੇਰੀ ਨੀ कदे ना फुल्लूंगा मुख तेरा तू मेहंदी ना लिख ली सोनिए ना वीणी ते मेरा मैनू सौं है तेरी नी कदे ना फुल्लूंगा मुख तेरा तू मेहंदी ना लिख ली सोनिए ना वीणी ते मेरा तू ना वीणी ते मेरा चाहिदा कुछ भी नहीं बस तू दिल मेरा ना तोड़ी तेरी मेरी अड़िए नी लखू टिच बटना दी जोड़ी तेरी मेरी अड़िए नी कट्ठियां पावांगे हुंदियां इश्क दियां जो बातां फिर हस के लंघणगियां सोनिए लम्मियां लम्मियां रातां कट्ठियां पावांगे हुंदियां इश्क दियां जो बातां फिर हस के लंघणगियां हीरिए लम्मियां लम्मियां रातां फिर लम्मियां लम्मियां रातां रमूरे रख दी जाई हसे जाऊं मोड़ तेरी मेरी अड़िए नी लग्गू टिच बटना दी जोड़ी तेरी मेरी अड़िए नी
So it's my hope that you like Ditch a Button as much as I do. It's a really nice, pleasant song, and it's just got that melody in it that you want to just kind of like, that's my attempt of singing. I promise you I'm a bit of a better singer than that, but I just thought maybe that will trigger you to be trying to, hum that melody. So yeah, I'm thinking about changes that I would like to make and hopefully inspire other people to do the same around teaching exercise and taking part in exercise. How do we account for the weather? How do we account for the global heat and prepare ourselves for that? One is obviously air-conditioned facilities. The other is trying to be as carbon neutral as possible so that when we are using fuel from coal sources or polluting sources, it's as little as possible. So for the rest of our lives, how much can we rely on renewable electricity? How much can we try and reduce our energy use? Efficient electronics in our home, efficient car, and the other one, which I'll just point out, and many people don't think about this, how can we be more efficient as a being? I mean, people pick on me because the culture's changed around us, or you're too skinny, you're too skinny. But here's the thing, the skinnier you are, the less calories you need to eat. The less calories you need to eat, the less impact you're having on the planet in terms of energy. And, so if I'm eating 2,000 calories a day, which is about what I eat, 2,200 maybe, and someone like, classic example, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he eats something like 7,000 calories a day. And, on the face of it, people show off about that. Oh, if you're going to be big like someone like that, 7,000 or so calories a day. But what's that doing to the environment? And what if everyone ate like that? Imagine the energy that we're having to take from Earth to feed so many people who are eating in excess. What for? So that he can look good, in the movies. Do we all need to be able to do that? So I would love to see us role modeling people who are more efficient, thin as you need to be, not like so thin that you're weak, but thin as you need to be, and to give more to the world than you take from it. This is sort of my philosophy, and I hope that you can see some connection with that. So I'm thinking about that in terms of air conditioning and power and renewable energy and all of the carbon neutral stuff, but I'm also thinking that for 2023, I would like to share with you, especially people who regularly come to my class, I'm going to be shifting my attention significantly to teaching classes that aim at children. This is my personal objective. I want to teach classes, and probably it'll be like children with their parents. Like, this is what I have in my mind. So you'll see some of me doing that over the coming weeks and months. Don't know exactly how it's going to pan out just yet, but it's on my mind. that I'm concerned about children not being physically active enough, and I would like to try and do this, and all voluntary. You know, this is really important to me, and I hope again I can inspire other people to say, you know what, can we go to a local school? Can we teach some children some exercise to Punjabi music, and then you might complete one of my courses that I'm working on to learn some steps and then teach people, and that we form a community together. You know, we work together, we inspire each other, rather than at the moment in the Bhangra scene, Bhangra dancers I'm talking about particularly, not Bhangra exercise instructors, although there's a blur between them. We're all working independently of each other. You know, I want to see if we can try and inspire each other and motivate each other and coordinate together. So those are the things on my mind. With that, I'll take you on to the next song. This one again, Kulwinder Billa. And if you're watching this on video, he's in there. He's a good actor. You know, he's got this sort of. I'm not going to explain too much, but he's in the video and he's acting, and it's a wonderful song called Timetable 2 or Timetable 2. or timetable 2 तेरी मेरी नी कहानी गल छेड़ा कोई पुरानी आजा बैठता सही तू मेरे कोल नी तेरे नखरे अदामा तेनू याद करवामा जदों करदे हुंदे सी जोड़ मोड़नी उदों सिखर दुपहरा लगे सीतलर जिहा जदों तेरे यारां दे विच सीगा खड़दा तू मेरे चाचे जगमोहन कोले तू मेरे चाचे जगमोहन कोले ट्यूशन सी आउंदी तेरे मारा सी मैं चाची दे जवाक फड़दा पग सी पिछा भी फते गाड़े वाला करे मोड़ तो तू भी होके रहिंदी होरां तो अलग सी टाइम हुंदा तेरा 11 तो सी 2 दा मैं भी 10 बजे बन लैंदा पग सी निगा पिंड दी मैं फिरनी ते गड्डी रखदा सी पौने 11 बजे कोठे उत्ते जा सी चढ़दा तू मेरे चाचे जगमोहन कोले तू मेरे चाचे जगमोहन कोले ट्यूशन सी आउंदी तेरे मैं चाचे दे जवाक फड़दा चाचे जगमोहन कोले ट्यूशन सी आउंदी तेरे मारा सी मैं चाची दे जवाक फड़दा मैं तेरे साइकिल दी जाने बुझ हवा कढ दिंदा चाचा आवाज मार कहंदा पुੱਤ ਕੰਮ करदी आ कुड़ी पिंड जाने बल्लो शेरा ਜਾਂਦੀ ਟੈਪੀ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਹੱਟੀ ਉੱਤੋਂ ਹਵਾ ਭਰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਬੁੱਝ ਹਵਾ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਚਾਚਾ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਮਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਕੁੜੀ ਪਿੰਡ ਜਾਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸ਼ੇਰਾ ਲੇਟ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਟੈਪੀ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਹੱਟੀ ਉੱਤੋਂ ਹਵਾ ਭਰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਟਪੂਸੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਥੱਕਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਪੁੱਛ ਲੈਣਾ ਮਨ ਚ ਬੇਉਂਤਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਚਾਚੇ ਜਗਮੋਹਨ ਕੋਲੇ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਚਾਚੇ ਜਗਮੋਹਨ ਕੋਲੇ ट्यूशन सी आउंदी तेरे मारा सी मैं चाची दे जवाक फड़दा चाचे जगमोहन कोले ट्यूशन सी आउंदी तेरे मारा सी मैं चाची दे जवाक फड़दा sequel timetable, and both Kulwinder Billa song, Timetable 1 and Timetable 2, are really nice. So I'm hoping that if you're not really familiar with Kulwinder Billa, that you may now take some more time on Spotify or look him up on YouTube and listen to his other songs. So yeah, in this podcast so far, I've talked about the consequences of heat and what impact that might have on exercise. I'm talking to you about my interest in helping children become more physically active. But the third pillar that I'm working on, as I've sort of just touched on, is trying to encourage more people to become instructors. And you see, I think many people have this notion that instructing, group exercise instructing, to be certified to the level that I am, requires lots of effort. But here's the thing, I work full time, not in fitness and not in instructing. I work in consulting and technology. And what I do in terms of learning about exercise is all done voluntarily, it's all done part-time, it's all done for fun, but with a cause, to get people, to create the conditions to encourage people to exercise. But there must be dozens of people like me, who are like, I would like to do something voluntary, I would like to help in my community. And the conventional ways people do that are like food banks or contribute a bit of money to, the third world or that sort of thing. But there are other things that we need to be doing. There are new causes that are on the increase that we need to try and decelerate and maybe even reverse. And those are things like obesity, type 2 diabetes, which it's proven time and time again that an active lifestyle is a big contributor. And the more people are sitting, the more it's too hot, and people are sitting in their air condition, it's just too hot to go outside, it's too hot to move. What's that going to do? That's going to accelerate this problem that we're already seeing is on a very scary trajectory. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to work with this guy, I think we can work something out. Main thing is just make sure you're on the mailing list, and every so often when there's something for us to work on, I'll be emailing you. So now I'm going to play you the third song. This is a brand new one by Kulwinder Billa, which I'm really excited about. I listen regularly on Spotify for new Punjabi music, and every so often I hear something, I think, oh, that's nice. But a few weeks ago, and I think, I've heard the new things, and there's nothing really got my attention until it does. Until something comes along, and I'm like, this is a really good song. And that's what just happened today. And that also then inspires me to make these podcasts and share my love for this music with you. So this is the song. It's a new one by Kulwinder Billa. In fact, it was just put yesterday on YouTube. It's called DJ Valia. And if you're watching this video on YouTube or on Spotify, you'll notice that Kulwinder Billa is not in the video. How did that happen? That's a bit strange. Well, let's get this in focus. How did that happen? I would have understood if it was like, a especially good actor or something like that. But for some reason, Kulwinder Billa is the vocalist, but the video is made by different people. Fantastic song nonetheless, and an enjoyable video to watch.
ਪੀਟ ਉੱਤੇ ਪੈਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਜਾਣ ਥਿੜਕੀ ਲਾਲ ਸੂਟ ਪਾਇਆ ਲੱਗੇ ਲਾਲ ਮਿਰਚੀ ਪੀਟ ਉੱਤੇ ਪੈਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਜਾਣ ਥਿੜਕੀ ਲਾਲ ਸੂਟ ਪਾਇਆ ਲੱਗੇ ਲਾਲ ਮਿਰਚੀ ਮੂਵੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਆਵੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟ ਕੇ ਮੂਵੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਆਵੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਹਾੜਾ ਕੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਤੇ ਹਾੜਾ ਕੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਫਲੋਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਪੜਥੂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇਹ ਵੈਲੀਆਂ ਚੜਾਂਗੇ ਖੜਕੂ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਫਲੋਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਪੜਥੂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇਹ ਵੈਲੀਆਂ ਚੜਾਂਗੇ ਖੜਕੂ ਡੱਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਂਭਲਾ ਜਵਾਨਾ ਡੱਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਂਭਲਾ ਜਵਾਨਾ ਫੇਰ ਸੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚੱਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਬਿੱਲੀਆਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੋਇਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚੱਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਬਿੱਲੀਆਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੋਇਆ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਸ਼ਕੀਨ ਪੁੱਤ ਜੱਟਦਾਰ ਕੰਨ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਸ਼ਕੀਨ ਪੁੱਤ ਜੱਟਦਾਰ ਕੰਨ ਤੂੰ ਮਲੰਗ ਨਾ ਕਹੀਂ ਡੀਜੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੀਜੇ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਬੰਦ ਨਾ ਕਰ
time to watch this video or listen to this podcast. The great thing is, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, I like to do this more often, and what I really like about podcasts is you can just download the audio on Spotify, or it's on Apple Music, it's on Google Play, it's on Audible, it's on Amazon, it's on many other, I think 3 or 4 other ones. If it's not on one that you would like, then let me know and I'm sure I can make it work out. And so listening to podcasts, I'm a really big believer, is a great way to stay up to date with things, stay informed, be inspired, think of new ideas, and it's my hope that you got some value from this podcast today. So all I ask for, if you really like what I'm doing, is please go to bangla.fit, put your email address in. That's all I'm asking for, so I can keep you up to date with the work that I'm doing. And please continue to show your support and tell other people about what I'm doing. What is it that I'm doing? I'm trying to inspire people who are, mostly identify as Bangla dancers, to say, let's break that down and say, how much of a difference are you really making from an exercise point of view? Because you're so wrapped up in performing and you're so wrapped up in, look at me, look at me, look at me, that we need to change that mindset towards how do we exercise and how do we get fitter and better. And it's not all about look at me, look at me. It's not about external validation. It's about internal validation. So it's a different mindset. And that's what I'm trying to encourage Bangla dancers to change their mindset. I hope it's going to work, and I hope you're going to support me in doing that. Until next time, keep thinking Bangla.
Whether you're at home or out and about, this is the latest Punjabi music, hints and tips to keep us thinking about exercising. If you're thinking, we don't have to show off all the time, but Punjabi music makes me want to move, then I see you and I'm here for you. Welcome to Think Bangla.